Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Alexis Faye Yoga. I'm so very glad that you've decided to join me today. Today we are doing a yoga flow for chest and heart opening. Now, if that sounds good to you, be sure you hit that like and subscribe button down below, and we'll hop into it. Now we'll begin our class with some happy elephants. So taking the feet out wider than the hips, maybe out towards the outer edges of your mat or a little bit wider. We'll reach the arms out to a T, spread the fingertips out nice and wide, and we'll open in one direction and twist open in the other, moving back and forth, lifting the back heel as we turn to take the pressure out of the knees. And we'll let the arms move of their own free will, side to side. Letting the arms run out of momentum again, we'll bring the feet back in underneath of the hips. With a big inhale, reach the arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, we'll sweep the arms out to our sides, hinging forward and dropping the arms and the top of the head down. We'll nod the head yes and shake the head no. Wiggle out through the body, maybe finding a sway, or maybe pedaling out the legs. With our next inhale, we'll reverse swan dive the arms, reach them out to the sides as we lift back up to the ceiling. Exhale to cactus the arms, elbows alongside the shoulders. We'll pull the shoulder blades in to kiss at the spine so we're long across the front of the chest and across the collarbones. Maybe lifting the chest and the eyes a little bit higher. Good. With our inhale, we'll take the arms back up to the ceiling. Exhale, hinging forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Reaching forward with the top of the head and flattening out the back. Exhale, we'll fold again. Nodding the head yes. And shaking the head no, allowing the arms to drop straight down from the shoulders. And then top of the head to the floor. We'll add a little more of a bend to the knees and start at the base of the tailbone as we ragdoll, slow roll our way back to standing. Lifting the shoulders and rotating them back a few times at the top. Inhale, we'll reach the arms up. Exhale to cactus, lifting the chest. Inhale to reach the arms up. Exhale, we'll drop the fingertips to the shoulders. Now we're going to find a swimming motion with the upper body. So our hips, we're trying to stay where they are, facing the top of our mat. But the upper body is where we're finding our movement. Drawing large, round circles out to the sides with our elbows. And moving from our rib cage and not from our hips. Now we'll switch directions and swim the arms backwards. Still drawing those big round circles out to our sides. Good. Release the arms down and we'll wiggle the hands out. Now we're going to step the feet just a little further out to give us a wider base as we reach the arms out to our sides. Wrap the arms around the body and reach for the back or for the shoulders. We'll drop chin to chest as we hinge forward and soften to our forward fold, keeping the back nice and curled in. Hugging the chin to the chest so the neck is long. You can find a little sway side to side here, or a little rotation. Adding a bend back into the knees to help us lift back up. We'll extend the arms out wide. And then put the opposite arm on top. It'll feel a little bit goofy. Drop chin to chest. And we'll roll down the spine, moving to our forward fold again. We can find more of the rotation. Or a little sway side to side. Adding the bend back into the knees to help us lift back up. Extend the arms out wide to our sides. And we'll drop them down. Now we're going to move to our puppy pose next. So we'll need our wall or a table beside us. Reaching the hands out to plant on the table. We'll step the legs back a little bit further, taking the feet wider than the hips. And we'll soften the chest through the arms. Nice chest opener as we stretch out the shoulders. Pressing into the hands again so we can lift the upper body back out. And we'll move away from our wall back to our mat. Moving down to the floor for our tabletop pose. Wrists will come under shoulders, knees underneath the hips. With an in breath, we'll shine the chest forward and reach the eyes up. And with our exhale, our out breath, we'll arch through the spine, tucking chin to chest and tailbone under. Moving back and forth with our cat-cows. At a pace that feels right to you and your body today. And back to our tabletop. We'll do a little more wiggling out. Before we take our knees towards the outer edges of the mat, toes into touch, and we'll plant the left hand underneath of the chest. With a nice big inhale, reach the right arm up to the ceiling. And with our exhale, we'll thread that right arm as far to our left as we can before we soften the shoulder and side of face down to the mat. Now we'll press into the left hand to help us unthread the right. Reach that right hand back up. And we'll drop it down. Take a full breath to reset. And with our next in-breath, we'll reach the left hand up. Exhale, thread the left arm to our right side, shoulder, and then side of face come down. Press into the right. Unthread the left, send the left up. And we'll bring the left down. Bring knees back in together. And we'll take the hands another step out in front of the shoulders. Tuck the toes under. Hips will go up and back behind. Down dog. We'll wiggle it out here. We'll pick up our left leg, send it up and back behind before stepping the left foot to the top of the mat. Full breath in, even larger breath back out. We'll press down through the feet, and with our in-breath, circle the chest forward, arms up to the ceiling for our crescent lunge. We'll press down into our front leg, our left leg. Hips will go out to our side slightly so we can bring our right heel to plant on the floor. And then we'll move those hips back up towards the front top corner of our mat. Circle the arms back behind the body. We'll interlock the fingers, pull shoulder blades back and down, hugging the shoulders into the spine. And we'll find a little bit of a back bend by pulling the hands down the leg, lift the chest. And with our exhale, we'll shift the hips back, reach the chest forward as we start to hinge. Now we can keep the hands interlocked and reach them up towards the sky here in our pyramid pose. Or we can drop the hands down to the floor to help with the balance here. With our inhale, we'll lift the upper body back up, pick up our back heel, turn the hips forward and close, reach the arms to the ceiling, crescent lunge. Exhale, we'll reach the arms forward as we frame out our left foot. Pick up the left, send it up and back, three-legged dog, to our down dog. Wiggle out some more. And then we'll send the right leg up and back before stepping our right foot forward. Pressing into the feet. Inhale, crescent lunge. Now we'll press down through that front foot. Drop the back heel, hips come around. We'll circle the arms back behind the body, interlocking the fingers. Pull the shoulders back and down. Now we can pull the hands down, lift the chest and the eyes for a little bit of a back bend. Shifting forward, reaching forward with the top of the head as we're hinging towards our right leg. And the hands can go up towards the ceiling. Or we can drop the hands to the low back and then drop the hands down towards the floor of the leg. With our inhale, we'll lift us back up. Picking up the left heel. Pivot the hips closed, bending through our front leg for our crescent lunge. Reach the hands out in front as we bring them down to frame out our front foot. Pick up the right, send it up and back, three-legged dog, to our down dog. Wiggle it out. We'll shift forward through our plank pose. And then a little further forward. Hug the elbows in. Exhale, we'll chaturanga to the mat, softening all the way down. And we'll slide our right hand straight out from the shoulder, drop the front of the shoulder down. And we'll move our left hand towards the top edge of our mat. Now pressing into the left, we can either keep our legs stacked on top of each other as we open the chest up to our left side, or that top leg, our left leg, we can pick it up and drop the toes down behind the body. Now moving nice and slow like we're moving through honey, we'll pick up our left leg and roll us back down to the mat. Soften the chest fully down before we switch out arms. We'll extend the left arm straight out, drop the front of the shoulder to the floor, press into the right, and we'll roll open to the right side. Slowly making our way down to the mat. Before we slide our left hand in. Now our left hand, we're going to place it palm up over on our right side. Our right hand, we're going to bring it out in front of the left, also palm up. So now we have the arms crossed in front of us. We have a wide space across our upper back. Rest here a moment. Now rolling towards our right side slightly so we can bring that right hand, and this time we're going to bring it between our left hand and our body. So before it was out in front, and now it is behind our left arm, softening the chest. Sphinx pose. Elbows point towards the chest, towards the abdomen. Fingertips spread out wide and press into the earth. Lifting tall through the top of the head, and trying to make a little more space between the ears and the shoulders. We'll slide the hands back so they're under the shoulders. Press into the hands and lift us up onto our knees. We'll send the hips back behind and we'll soften towards our child's pose. Chin to chest and roll to a bow. With our inhale, we'll drag the hands along in front of us. as we make our way to our knees, sitting on our heels. Now, if this is uncomfortable, try tucking your toes under first. And if that's still uncomfortable, you can take your legs out in front of you for an easy seat instead. With an inhale, we'll reach the arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, drop the left hand, and we'll side stretch. Reach the right arm over towards our left side. Press down through the right hip. Inhale, we'll circle the arms up to the ceiling and drop the right hand down. Reach left to the right, side stretch. Inhale back through center. We'll drop the hands down to the knees. With our exhale, curling through the spine, drop chin to chest. And with our inhale, we'll lift the chest, lift the eyes, send the abdomen forward. We're finding some variation to our cat-cows here. Seated on our knees, another variation is we can drop the hands to the shoulders and find the same spinal movements. With our exhale, bring elbows together out in front of the body. With our inhale, we'll take the elbows out to the sides as we lift the chest. Whichever variation you choose is wonderful. We'll do a few more cat-cows here. Really focusing on the upper back. Good. Exhale, we'll drop the hands down in front of us. We'll shift forward and we'll find a puppy pose again, this time on the floor. Now, if it is totally uncomfortable in your body today, you can get back up and do our puppy pose on the wall like we did before. Or if you have blocks, it might be useful to put your hands on the blocks to give your body a little more space to soften. We'll take the knees further apart. Walk the hands out in front of the body towards the top of the mat. Now, the closer the hands are to the knees, the more weight we'll have back in our legs instead of in our shoulders. So the further you have your hands out in front, the more of a back bend or shoulder opener that you can get through this pose. Pressing into the hands, we'll start to lift back up and walk them into the body again. Bringing knees back together, about hips distance apart as we lift up tall on the knees. We'll tuck the toes under behind us. And we're going to be stiff as a board from our knees all the way out through the top of our head. We can bring the hands to our hips, hands out in front, or leave them down beside our body. But as we are stiff as a board, we're engaging the core so that as we shift our upper body back, we can use our core and our quads to pull us forward again. Shifting back only as far as you can pull yourself back up again. We'll find a few of these forward and back. Good. We can add another element as we're shifting back. Reach the left hand towards the heel and reach up. Shifting back, reach the right hand towards the heel and shift up. Or we can reach both hands back towards the heels and pick us up again. Because our next movement, our next asana we're going to do is a camel pose. We're preparing and building strength for that pose now. Good. Now that we're feeling it in our quads, maybe feeling it in our core, we're going to move to our camel pose from here. So tuck those toes under, nice and strong through the body. We'll start by shifting back, drop one hand towards the heel, lift the chest as we bring the other hand around to our other heel. Then we'll press the hips forward, lift the chest and the eyes, pull shoulder blades in to kiss at the spine. Good. Removing one hand from the heel so that we can kind of circle and lift us back up. Untuck the toes, drop back down. And we can move to a child's pose here. We can take the knees out wider for a wide leg child's pose. We can reach the arms out in front or wrap them around the body. With our inhale, we'll lift the chest back up, walking the hands out in front of the shoulders, tuck the toes under, down dog. Good. We'll pick up the left leg, send it up and back behind. And we're going to move to our fallen angel from here, shifting forward so we can drop our hand into our right hand, our weight into our right hand as we drop our left toes down to the floor behind us. Reach the left hand up towards the top of the mat. Open the chest, press the hips forward. Removing that back bend, look down at the top of your mat. Plant your left hand, send the left leg up and back again, and we'll drop it down. Reset through the hips, and we'll pick up the right leg, send it up and back behind, shift forward slightly, drop to the outside edge of the left foot, right toes drop down. Open the chest, reach right hand to the top of the mat, and send the hips forward. Remove the back bend. Look down at the top of your mat as you plant the right hand. Send the right leg up and back behind. Drop it down. And we'll drop the knees the rest of the way down to the floor, cross the ankles, and we'll slide past the legs as we make our way down to the floor. Extend the legs out in front of the body. We'll scoot to the middle of our mat. And give the legs a nice little bouncing out, wiggling out. Reach the toes up to the ceiling. And we'll reach the arms up as well. Now we're going to focus again on the breath, slowing the breath down. But we'll also focus on our posture here. So engaging all the way through the legs, pulling kneecaps up, and really reaching tall with the toes. Shifting forward so that we're over our hips and reaching with the fingertips. At the end of each exhale, we'll recheck that posture to sit us up just a little bit taller. Exhale, we'll circle the arms all the way around until they're planted behind the body. Fingertips point away. And then we'll crawl them back just a little further. We'll do one final chest opener here. With our inhale, we'll lift the chest up. Work the shoulder blades in together at the spine. Press the abdomen forward. And take the eyes towards the ceiling. A few more deep breaths here. Continuing to slow the breath down again. We'll roll the shoulders forward and soften through the abdomen so we have the space to walk us back up. Now making our way to a comfortable seat, whatever that means in your body. We'll sit up nice and tall again and bring the hands to heart center, either in prayer hands or place one hand over the chest and the other over the abdomen. We'll close the eyes and take a few deep breaths here to finish out our practice today. Breathing in through the nose, taking the breath low into the belly. And then fully letting that breath go again. Another big breath in through the nose. And we'll let it go as a sigh. Two more like this. In through the nose. Out as a sigh. Thank you so very much for joining me today. It is always such a joy and an honor to get to spend this time with you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Go in love, go in light, go in peace, and go in joy.